I'm going to be on the news tonight. Hey everyone, it's Andrew Warner from mixergy.com, and Rich DeMuro from KCAL 9 News was just here filming the tech section, and it included me and this show, the one that you're watching, about how I'm going to learn to build a better, stronger, more powerful internet company. And you know me, I'm always looking for new ideas for how to build a stronger company. So before Rich interviewed me, I interviewed him, and I asked him this. I said, Rich, how do smart, ambitious entrepreneurs and startups like the ones who are watching this, how do we get on your show? How do we make it to the news without hurting anyone? And Rich gave me a couple of ideas that I think you and I can both use to get our sites and our startups on the news more often. And by the way, as you're watching this interview that I did with him, notice the way that I'm staring him down. I'm a poor interviewer, and I got a lot to learn there. So at the end of the first conversation with Rich, I said, Rich, teach me how to become a better interviewer. Where do I look when I interview people? Do I look at the camera? Do I look at you? And Rich walked me through that too. So you're going to get a 2-for-1 today. First of all, Rich is going to tell us how to get on television, how to get our startups more attention, and the second thing you're going to watch is Rich talking to us about how we could become better interviewers. Now, I don't know if that helps you at all, but I know it's going to help me. I need to become a better interviewer if I'm going to do a show like this and connect with more people. I'm Andrew Warner, and here's my interview with Rich DeMuro. So Rich, you and I had lunch a few months back, and you told me some things that entrepreneurs who want to get on your program need to know. What do we need to know to get on the program?
Okay, well, especially with tech, the problem I always see is that I get this great website or product or whatever, and that's it. There's no visual aspect to the story. And obviously with television, you want visual.
Okay.
So my thing is always try to make it visual. The best example I have is Woomy.com. Dating site, there's obviously many dating sites out there. What they did was that they threw a virtual dating party on Valentine's night. Perfect story for tech. It's fun. It's visual. They invited all these people over, the young people, to sit there on laptops on Valentine's night. I went live from there, and they not only got the mention of Woomy, but we did it live and showed people exactly what it was. That was just a great idea of great implementation of that.
Okay. What else can we do?
Reach out to me. A lot of people think that they can't email me directly or they can't call me. Absolutely, you can do that.
You're going to take my email as an entrepreneur if I'm reaching out to you. You're not getting flooded with emails from people, who are pissed that you didn't include them on their site or upset what you said on a previous program?
Absolutely. I mean, I do get a lot of emails from people. I get good emails, bad emails, nasty emails, whatever. But the fact is I read every single one of them.
Really?
So I may give it only a couple seconds. So you really, that's the other secret of your email. Don't give me this long, drawn-out email. Give me like 3 bullet points at the top that say exactly what you're offering, what this is, it's just a product, service, website, and why I should be interested in it. And that really helps me kind of boil it down, and I'll maybe take a first look at it and then look at it later on. But yeah, email me for sure. Okay. If we grab your attention, you'll email us back, and that's the way we continue the conversation, right? Absolutely. Okay, what else can we do? The other thing I like is to kind of tie it into like a topical kind of thing. Around the holidays, around Christmas, any sort of day that's coming up. Even if you say it's national, I don't know, bring a geek to work day. I don't know, whatever it is. Just make it topical like that. If it's the elections, if it's politics, something happened. I got a good pitch the other day with something happened up in San Francisco where this guy was keeping his password from the city. Someone pitched me a security idea of, hey, why don't you talk about weak passwords? Gotcha. That was a great idea, and I said, that's great. I didn't get to do the story because I ran out of time, but there's an example of using something that happens in the news to pitch me on a story of your product. Okay, and if anyone wants to contact you directly, what's the best way to do that? Let's see, rdemuro@cbs.com. rdemuro@cbs.com. richdemuro.com. My website, I have all the contact information there. richdemuro.com. All right, Rich, one more question. How's my eye contact? I'm trying to become a better interviewer here. Do I look at you? Do I look at the camera? You're the expert. What do I do? I split my time between, I actually am doing what I tell my people that I'm interviewing not to do, which is look at the camera, but I split my time between the camera and you, which I think is really what you're supposed to be doing. So you're doing as an interviewer, I'm looking straight at you this time. I did an interview with Robert Scoble, and I said, Robert, what do I do? It feels a little awkward to look you in the eye. And he said, you've got to learn to look people directly in the eye. So that's what I did with you. But what you're saying to me is, look at you, and then also look at the camera, and then look back at you, and then look back at the camera. And was it freaking you out the way I was looking at you at that one eye? I was trying not to look at both eyes. No, I didn't notice that. All right. But there's a third kind of, you want to address your audience as well. So you have me and you here, but we're also bringing them in on it as well. So we want to bring everyone together. So especially in the vlog world, a lot of times I see these kind of interviews. Yeah. The side interview, that is just, I'm too afraid to look at the camera. Do it. Look at the camera. Enjoy. These are your people. These are my people right there. They're hey,
You know, the other thing that I do is I sometimes get a microphone to talk to people with, and I use it as a stick. Like, I poke at them while I talk.
Don't poke.
You gotta use it.
You gotta think of it as an ice cream cone. That's,
Okay.
That's what you do. So you know. And the other thing is, you know, we're standing like this. Another way to interview people is sort of an L. So you have an L like this.
L like this. Okay.
And so just you've seen Leno do it, sort of on jaywalking. You just kind of. You know, and that's the other thing about TV is it's weird because the further apart you are on television, it's even more apart because of the way the lens is. So people get I get up right on people. I mean, you know, they usually can smell me. You know,
I'm gonna have to practice that. I was gonna do it right now. I was gonna do this, but this feels awkward. I'm gonna have to practice that. Okay.
But on TV it looks okay, and on vlogs. So I think it's interesting the little things that you learn over the years, but it helps. And you're doing a good job. I've seen your stuff.
Okay, thanks. Well, one other thing. What about the speed? I noticed that when I talk, when I feel like I'm talking really fast into the camera, I watch it again, and it doesn't seem so fast. Do you have to talk faster?
You do talk. You
faster,
tend to talk
louder.
Faster. The slower you talk on camera, the slower it sounds when you watch it back. So you can talk fast. I have a tendency of talking really fast. And, you know, I think sometimes I watch it and I'm like, whoa, that's a little too fast, but I think you can talk pretty fast. And I talk with my hands a lot. I'm Italian.
And that's okay to do?
For me. It can be distracting sometimes for other people, but I like to do it. So.
Okay, and you were going to close by complimenting me on my video podcast. I cut you off. Maybe I'll let you finish off with that.
So he's doing a good job. I've seen a couple of them. It looks good. It's well lit. I was wondering what your lighting setup is. I don't see any lighting.
I take the bedroom light from Olivia, the one that she uses to read. I put it right in front of me.
Well, it's looking good. So I think you're doing a good job.
All right,
thanks.
Thank you, Rich, and I'll keep getting better and better here.
All right. Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks.